So you've been in Silicon Valley, you've been in Austin. What were those experiences like visiting?
Very cool. Very cool. I was in Silicon Valley at 19 or 20 years old, and that really kind of shaped. I knew I had wanted to be involved in entrepreneurship and build my own things, but I didn't know in what context I wanted to do it. And I was out there, I was living in San Mateo in 2015. So I was able to see firsthand at these different tech events and meeting different software engineers that like, oh, this is a very valuable skill, and it was aligned with my interest at the time. So I that that experience is really what led me into learning how to
Yeah,
code, which is cool. And then when I think about Austin, I just think fun. Like that city is very cool. And I feel like anyone could have a good time there. And I feel like there's 100 different ways to have a good time there, whether it's
yeah,
like the nightlife or hiking and you think Texas, you think like for me at least growing up in Ohio, when I thought Texas, I thought flat, not necessarily a ton of green, but like Austin and the Lake Travis area, especially right outside of it, there's so much to do outside, and there's popular like public natural pool, swimming hole type deals that people
yeah.
just go to on weekends, and live music everywhere, and good food everywhere. And Austin was very cool. Um, but yeah, I think those two, traveling to those two cities and living there for an amount of time really kind of helped me appreciate what I like in
Yeah.
cities. And they also affected like my trajectory moving forward and my career and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that's cool too. But I think there are factors that, you learn to like this more than this. And then now that I'm in Columbus, I can appreciate certain things that may or may not have been in those other cities that I've lived in.
Elaborate on that. So what are those, the Silicon Valley, Austin, what are they missing that you
Um,
preferred, that you find valuable?
I think well, I'll start with oh, sorry. The dogs are barking. Can you hear
You're good.
them? I think I'll start with the cost of living because Columbus, Ohio
Hmm.
in general too. It's just like your money goes a lot further. So that's nice. But I don't know. I think just me growing up in Ohio, and this is nothing bad on the people anywhere, but I think uh there's a certain um at least in the big cities, I feel like in Columbus, especially, there's a certain like we're in this together,
Yeah.
welcoming type of vibe. And I did feel that a good bit in Austin and Silicon Valley as well. But I do feel like um, Ohio has always been home to me. So I feel like I've meshed with the people in Ohio the best.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's interesting.
yeah.
The people in Silicon Valley and Austin, are there a lot of similarities, especially in probably the circles that you frequent?
Yeah, I think Silicon Valley, in the time that I was there, at least, I was in the tech scene. I was attending like this entrepreneurship boot camp accelerator sort of deal, and I was surrounded by people from all over the world, very ambitiously, like going after starting their own company
Yeah.
and raising investor money and doing all of these very exciting things. So that was sort of infectious. That was super cool to be around. And that felt unique. That felt special. And it
Mhm.
was unique because I was in like a program where I was surrounded by these people. Um, but I didn't have too much experience outside of that circle. So I don't feel necessarily qualified to speak on
Yeah.
that. But Austin, yeah, there is some similarities in terms of like Austin and Columbus and um the general vibe when you're maybe when you're out at a bar or something. Like it's a very
Yeah.
fun, patio, indoor slash outdoor bars with
Yeah.
games outside, with live music on. and it's
Yeah.
typically like this young crowd that no one's too good to be there type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like that's I think that's what I appreciate. Like it's wear shorts and sandals if you want. Like no one really cares. And of course, there's your very like high dress code bars, but it's laid back. I guess that's a good way to put
Yeah.
it.
It like lets loose a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and both the other thing to you kind of have to point this out is like the states, Ohio and Texas in general, but also like the city of Columbus and the city of
Yeah.
Austin go absolutely nuts over football. So
Yeah.
like if it's football season and you go anywhere near downtown or campus or anything, that's gonna like
Yeah.
totally engulf you almost. Like there's everywhere you look,
Yeah.
there's um some watch party or tailgating or whatever it is. So